And we'll continue this morning with the Valley Head Tigers and Coach Charles Hammon. Coach, last year at this time, I don't think you were the football coach.
No, sir. No, sir.
So that made it tough last year. So you're here this year. We thank you that you're here. If you would let the players introduce themselves and their positions, or you introduce them, then some opening comments from you about this year's Tigers.
Yes, sir. Brandon Vasquez, pulling tackle. Ethan Webb, DN, tight end. Noah Hogan, blocking back, 3 technique. Ian Bain, running back, quarterback. Carson Frost, tackle. And Brant Smith, outside linebacker. Sir? It feels pretty good to get here in time to do some of this. Last year was pretty tough. Coming in as late as we came in, we didn't make things functionable for us. Me and Phil was talking about last night till about game 7. So it was really, really tough. So we've had a good winter. We've had a good summer. We're fresh. So kind of excited to get the season started.
Could you tell us how many starters, offense, defense you have coming back, the number of players on the team this year?
Right now we're running close to 41 or 42 players total. I think Pacey and Roger Mason, we lost like 3 starters from last year. Am I missing anybody, guys? Jackson, I don't want to leave nobody out. We lost 4 starters last year, and I think 2 of them played one way. So we lost like 3 total, both ways.
Well, Coach, you talked about this is your second year. You feel a lot more comfortable. Of course, you still got a long way to go. But you and I have talked about this team's made it fun for you, the work ethic of this football team. I know you are very pleased so far, and hopefully that's going to transition into wins. So tell us a little bit about, the kids and who you're counting on to make a big difference for you.
Well, the key word's fun. And we had fun during the winter. Our weight program was a success in my mind. Summer hit, and we've averaged 35 kids, that's 7 through 12, for summer workouts, for weights. And, we try to set June up to where they're fresh. We give basketball, baseball, family time to June. And basically what we've done is the kids had morning and evening to come in for 1 hour. So we kept them 45, 50 minutes, and that's all we did the whole month of June. So by averaging 35 total every day, and they come in smiling, they come in talking, telling stories from the weekend, just, coaching in general, being around kids that's why you do it. So I really enjoy the stories as they come in, the smile as they go out, the gains. Me and Ian's got a deal going right now that, if he, and I don't know how legal it is, but if he bench presses 350 at the time he graduates, he gets a car. Now, it may be a $200 car, but it's going to crank, run, and drive, right? The son of a gun done 300 the other day, so I'm getting kind of worried about it. He's 165 and he bench press 300. So the gains, and just to see the smile on their face when they make their gains. Noah squatted 500 for the first time, and it was perfect. Ethan Webb went from squatting like 75 pounds to 380 now, I think. So, just them having fun with what we do and interacting with our community, interacting with our teachers and our staff and the people that run the store. We walked out today, and the guy that's working on our deck says, "Hey, Coach, are those football players?" And I wanted to say, "No, they're the tennis team." But he was being honest, and he said, "Well, they walk with a little different step and a little different pride and a little different poise." And I said, "Well, they're supposed to." So it's just, it's really been fun. Last year, and me and Phil talked about this, was a really tough transition. I would have took the job if it had been offered in game 4. I wanted to be back home. I'd been in Georgia for 18 years, and every time anything happened at Valley Head, I thought, boy, it's time. And sometimes it just wasn't time. So I knew that, and I told Mr. Dupree, I said, if you have anything come open at Valley Head, I'm going to apply for it. I said, it could be the cheer coach. I said, I want to get back home. So, but going in at that point in time just made for a tough situation of getting grass cut and getting to know everybody. And these guys have just made it perfect for me. So we had a good spring. We've had a great summer, and we try to stay fresh. I tell them all the time that, it doesn't matter if we go 2-8, if we go 8-2, if we win all 10 of them, our goal is to be in the playoffs and be as fresh as we can possibly be in November. I don't want a football team that when November hits, that you're 8-2 and you've been going so long and so hard through June and July that they're really ready to do something else. You know, we want them where they don't want football to end. So, and I think we're going to have a chance at that, I hope.
Well, I'll let you comment on this later, but I feel like, you know, you and I have talked a lot. The key to this football team may be on the defensive side of the football. You've got parts on offense. Defensively, if you can stop people, you feel pretty good about your season. But I want to ask Ian one thing. Ian Bain, I want to ask about you. Over 2,000 yards rushing last year. Do you feel like the pressure for you to do that again, or do you feel like you've got enough of people around you that you can just kind of sort of complement the team to make everybody else better?
I kind of feel like I can complement the team to make everybody else better.
Okay, this is for the guys. I want to ask you, tell us what it's like to play for Coach Hammon. How is he as a motivator? I know he's got y'all in the weight room, but each individual, if you want to answer, what is it like in the weight room, and what kind of motivator is Coach Hammon?
It's pretty intense. I think we do pretty well in the weight room. Get a lot of work in. It's pretty good time.
Like Ethan said, it's very intense. But with Coach Hammond, he makes it fun, and it's not like we've ever had before. Coach Hammond makes things different than all the other coaches that we've ever had.
Yeah, like he said, everything else is different than any other coach we've had, and he makes it more enjoyable and more comfortable to be around each other and to open up more with him. So, yeah.
I'll just agree with what all these guys said, that Coach Hammond is always supportive in whatever we do. He's always behind us 100%. And always just pushing us to be better and be stronger.
They touched on it really well. I mean, as they said, he's a wonderful man and a great supporter of us.
I agree with everything they said.
Well, I guess I'll ask this one of Coach Hammond because I really don't know who to point it to, but Coach has already mentioned that it was a tough start to last year with the late hire coming in, and of course the 0-3 start, I'm sure, did not help anybody's feelings at all. But your first half of the season, 2-3, but you turned it around in the second half, 3-2, parlayed that into a first-round playoff matchup, and it was a great game. I remember keeping up with the score and doing my game. A tough loss to Raglan, though. But with all the toughness that your team had to endure and go through to get not only to that first-round playoff game, but to win the second half of the season with the record of 3-2, how do you parlay that into the success to this season? Do you think it translates in any way? How do you build off of that?
Well, it definitely translates, and that's a great question. It will translate and carry over into this year. Last year, rough start, you know, and this is, everybody wants to win on Friday night. Everybody, and on both sidelines in the stands. Very difficult first start. Put in your defense. It's simple, and these guys will tell you it's simple, but new is never simple. So we really struggled on that side of the ball early, and you know, down the stretch, once we finally got a little hang of it, you know, we were able to win a game against Summerton Christian. You know, we were able to play a Raglan team in round one. You know, and we try to stay fresh at practice, too. We want to have fun, but these guys will tell you, when we hit the field and the horn blows, it is an hour and a half as fast as you can go, and at an hour 31, we're inside. You know, we never spin it. It's just as fast as you've ever seen. I mean, we never spend longer than an hour and a half at practice, so that keeps us fresh. So we were a little fresher at the end of the year, a little healthier, a little more excited. We kind of knew what was doing defensively. You know, in the Raglan game, I'm not real smart, so I can't come up with all this stuff. But, you know, the Raglan game, they drilled us. We didn't even have a chance the first opening game. It wasn't even close. And going into the Raglan game, I felt so good. I knew that they had no idea how much better we had got. And I'm still disappointed we dropped the game. I really felt like, you know, if I was a betting man, I'd have put our money on us because I really felt like we had a great chance. And we did. We played extremely hard and just had a couple breaks that didn't go our way. We started a little early in the game. I think we lost the first half, won the second half, but it was so close, you know, for us to be in the round two. So now the ultimate goal for us, and we talk about it all the time, is round two. You know, we don't want to stop. We don't want to see who we're going to go watch play in round 2. We want to be a year-by-year team that round 1 is ours. It's a given already. I mean, we want to be able to know that. So, yeah, it was a huge transition from the beginning to the end, and I think a lot of that, you know, time heals everything. Time, they didn't know me. They knew of me. You know, I knew their families. I knew some of them. But, you know, time heals everything. So once we started to bond, and, you know, I think as a player in high school athletics, you know, everybody talks about that guy who would run through the wall for their coach. Well, you got to be that guy. You know, you got to be that guy that, hey, coach seen me at the park playing the other night at 9 o'clock, and I don't need him to see me no more. You know, I passed coach the other day, and I was speeding, and he gave me that look, you know, or I done something in class. You know, you got to be that guy, and you got to have that relationship in any sport that you have to where the guys really mutually care for you and what you think about them. So, and to get that, you have to actually give that back, you know. So, and we're getting there. We're really close right now. I really think so.
And I know Jeff will probably ask you about your schedule, but I did notice one thing. You've got an open date a little earlier in the season than some coaches like to have.
Yeah.
Was that by design, or was that just
Drawn out? It was
get a game, or?
Drawn out of the hat. Drawn out of the hat.
Coach, I do want to ask you, you brought these 6 guys. And
Yes, sir.
they're good-looking guys sitting up there. Tell us why you brought these 6 guys.
Well, I knew, you know, being in, this is one of the first one of these I've done. So it was new to me. Over in Georgia, generally, you know, someone would come interview you, but it was a one-on-one deal. It wasn't on this stage, so I commend you guys for that. This is great for high school sports and great for the kids. I'd noticed and I'd picked up on it that most coaches brought 1 player, 2 player, 3 player, 4 player, and I talked to Phil about it, and I was like, Phil, you know, I've got about 20 that I need to take. You know, I brought 6 captains, and I've never had 6 captains. But when I sat down to pick my captains for this year's football team, I could have picked more than this. These 6 stood out a little bit from work ethic, their actions, conduct in school, how the other kids kind of look up to them and listen to them. And it's not by word of mouth, it's actually by their actions. You know, not skipping reps in the weight room, not being late. If you are late, you say, I'm sorry, or you call if you can't make it. And these guys do that. So, you know, we've got 6 captains this year. We'll have 3 home captains and 3 away captains, and they're the captains for the whole year. And, you know, they get the lovely joy of cleaning the bathrooms and helping with the washing and, you know, handling all the other stuff that most coaches handle. I allow them to handle it. You know, if I've got a player that's getting in a little trouble, doing a little something in class that he shouldn't be doing, or a teacher calls me and says, hey, Joe Bob's sleeping in the back of the classroom, I just call the captains in. I said, you know, you deal with it, fix it. And they generally do. So these are 6 good guys, and I wouldn't want any more. I mean, but like I say, I've got 7, 8, 10 other ones that really could be up here today.
Now, guys, I want to piggyback on what Coach said. There's a reason he chose you. We just heard that. I want to know how you feel that Coach chose you to represent the football team and represent your community and school.
I feel like it's an honor that he chose me personally because I put as much work ethic and I work my butt off pretty much to be up there and show out to anybody and show out to little kids pretty much looking up to me.
I like to think I do my best in the weight room, and I think he sees that, and I'm just glad that he chose me to come here today and talk to y'all, and that's pretty much it.
I really think it's an honor that Coach chose the 6 of us to come up here and represent our school because there's, like Coach said, there's a lot of other kids that deserve to be up here too. But I think Coach chose us because we are the ones that everyone relies on, and the team has to build off of us. And we have to help the young guys out and help them to become the future of the football team.
Like he said, he touched on it very well. It's an honor for Coach to pick all 6 of us, and it's an honor for him to pick me. There's a lot of others on the team that deserve just as much as us to be up here.
I just feel like that Coach trusts all of us. He trusts everybody on the team. I really just appreciate him and all he does.
I believe it's an honor that Coach chose us to come up here today. It shows that he really relies on us, and he thinks that we can lead the team to the second round of the playoffs.
Coach, I was wondering if you could comment about what you have seen with Chris building his program at Section and what it's like playing him last year and playing him again this year, just kind of the brother versus brother kind of thing.
Well, sure, he's done a tremendous job. Going back to building that relationship with your players in any sport, he's done that. His guys, of course, they'd run through a wall for him, and it's not from personality or football wits. It's from hard work. It's from being there every day and cleaning the place up and putting in the time in the weight room. I don't know of a better guy or anybody else could do what he does out there. I think they've done a super job.
Coach, thanks for coming today, guys. Thanks for coming today. Good luck to the Valley Head Tigers this year. Thank you.
Thank you.